Stuart, first of all, your big announcement today. How are you feeling now that the news is finally out there?
Mixed emotions, really. Still, very difficult to tell the players this afternoon because obviously they mean so much to me, and Leinster means so much to me. So to actually say that you're going to leave at the end of the season, it was tough, to be honest. But I've thought about it for a long time, and I feel it's the time is right. I feel the players are in a good place. I think they've the time we spent together over the last 7 years, they've evolved. From young men to fully fledged internationals, and I'm confident Leinster are in a good place and a strong place moving forward. That said, it still will obviously finish well this season, so it's quite unique, for a decision to be made this early in the season. And Racing, obviously, credit to them for being proactive in terms of the evolution of their management team. So Laurent Travers is going to become the president and open up the opportunity for the head coaching position. And they were very proactive, and it probably. I actually did some consultancy for them in 2016, and I wonder whether that sort of stuck in the mind a bit. But whichever way it happened, difficult decision. But I'm pleased it's out in the public domain now.
And as you say, you still have 8 months with Leinster Rugby. Are you happy now that it's announced and we can just get down to work and move on with the season as well?
Yeah, work never stopped. Obviously, the speculation was there over the last few weeks. So I wanted to put it to bed, and obviously doing press today helps, because then I can give my side of the story and explain to people about the decision making. But you're right, because the only thing that matters really is going up to Ulster on Friday, to be honest, in my mind, and then the next step and the next step and the next step, and that's the way it should be in professional sport. There's no doubt in my mind I want to finish the season with Leinster, as best we can, winning trophies ideally, but respect the fact there's plenty of good teams in the competition as well. So, I'll be glad to get today out of the way and get back to the business of preparing for Ulster for sure.
I'll move on to Ulster now in a second, but you've in your time since you've been here, we've had some huge days. Is there any particular that stand out for you?
Every day working here. I mean, I was saying to the lads today, the players, the Ryanair flight was delayed last night, and as I was trudging through Dublin Airport at 12:30 this morning, I was thinking to myself, I must have done this 140, 150 times a year for 6 or 7 years, but I never once was resentful about getting on a plane or standing there thinking, well, why am I doing this? Because I was just bouncing in there, ready to go again, because it's been such a good environment for me to work in. So the first day was amazing. I remember vividly the trophies and the games that you win, but some of the games that you win that probably people wouldn't recognise as big games, maybe when the internationals are away and you go away and you win a URC game away from home with a young group of players, they're rewarding games as much as obviously the Champions Cup finals and the URC finals.
And as well as the trophies, you've spoken about the people, and this club has a great tradition of bringing through homegrown talent. And in the last 7 years, we've brought through an awful lot of players who've gone on to play international rugby. How much enjoyment do you get from working with those young players and seeing them grow?
Yeah, no, I mean, I said that to the players. I remember when I first arrived, some of them were just in the academy for the first year, and now they're internationals. And you see them grow as people, you see them get engaged, get married, and now they're having kids. So it's amazing, really. I really enjoy that part of the job, and Leinster obviously set up for that. But it doesn't happen by accident. You don't just get players and make them good. There's got to be an environment and a supportive structure, and Leo obviously is the lead in that, and we all play our part. The integration of the academy coaches, integration of the academy players is all part to play why Leinster is successful, and that's why it becomes such a hard place to leave.
And now you have to put your emotions aside. We have a big game on Friday against Ulster, a team that beat us twice last year. How are preparations going for that game?
Yeah, good. I mean, obviously, it's with the Friday game, you sort of lose a day's training. So today was a very important day in terms of reviewing the Treviso game and preparing for the Ulster game. And tomorrow will be off, and then we'll train Wednesday, travel up there Thursday, and it's a massive game Friday night. I mean, we're all looking forward to it. I mean, they've played really well so far this season. They've really hit the ground running. So everyone knows it's going to be a fantastic challenge. Full house, I'm sure. So these are the games that you want to coach in.
And Ulster looked like they've played a little bit more expansive this year, and we also saw McCluskey's offload. Do you look at the game a little bit differently if they're changing their game, or is it still? How do you focus on that game?
Yeah, obviously teams evolve, teams develop, and certainly some of the attacking structure they played against the Scarlets I thought was excellent. Really good detail, good running lines, working off the ball. So yeah, we need to be at our best, and that's the challenge of sport. It's always trying to stay one step ahead of the opposition and be prepared for what they're going to throw at you, but also prepared for the environment as well. You know, I always enjoy going there because it is so challenging, and I know the players do as well. So it's one to look forward to for sure.
And finally, we had our first home game of the season last week and a really good atmosphere. How much have you enjoyed the RDS nights when there's a good crowd in?
Oh yeah, I mean they're the best nights actually, or the best days. I remember the game we played Toulouse at the RDS, which was just an amazing game of rugby to be involved in. But I thought Friday night was brilliant. I thought the fan zone was excellent. Pre and post game, I know the boys enjoyed it as well. And hopefully, if we can get people into the ground earlier, the atmosphere builds earlier, and people stay longer as well. And it definitely feeds into the players, you know. So, you know, we all missed supporters during COVID, and now we're back with them. We definitely want to share the experience. The 12 county tour that Leo put together, I think was a big part to play as well. And I think everyone's really wanting to be that one team in Leinster for sure. That's the way it feels.
Yeah, thanks, Stuart. It's Tony Ty here in RTE. Obviously, it's still a big season ahead for you. I'm just wondering, when you reflect on your time in Leinster, are you proud of the success, the progress that you've made, and obviously the legacy that you're going to leave?
Yeah, I mean, I think people judge success often by trophies and win and loss ratios, but and obviously that is part to play. But I guess it's the bringing the players through the environment and developing them into be the best version of themselves, the best players they can be. I find that as rewarding, to be honest. Obviously, I love the games and I love the changing room feeling after a game, but bringing players through and passing on what I've learned, I find really rewarding. So, you know, I've had some great sort of coach development sessions, yeah, they're all bits of the jigsaw that make it hard to leave, because you know that you've contributed and you want to contribute more. Yeah, I'll probably not try and bite off as quite as much when I go to France, because the language might be a bit of a challenge. But I will have some time on my hands as well. I'll probably be living in Paris on my own, I guess. My wife might come over for a bit, but yeah, I need to learn the language first, which might help.
Yourself and Leo have obviously developed a great relationship over the years. Was he trying to convince you to hang on and stay for another season?
Yeah, well, I have to say, I mean, I always said it to the players today, you know, with the relationship that Leo and I have, I've probably seen Leo more than I've seen my wife Nina, to be honest. So we know each other pretty well now, and you know, we share ideas, we bounce off each other. He's a real student of the game, and yeah, we could probably talk about rugby all day, really, but equally, Leo and Guy and the organisation are very, very supportive from a family point of view. They understand the challenges, and Leo would always want what's best of the individual. That's what makes him such an effective man manager.
And what was it about Racing 92 that convinced you now was the time to make the leap?
Yeah, it's probably a variety of things. Let's say there's been approaches from clubs in the past. The proactiveness of them impressed me, and the values of the organisation. You know, I met Jackie Lorenzetti, who was very impressive, but also very good family man, very good values at the club. I got a very good feel about the club, a very sort of Leinster type feel about the values piece, which I think is really important to me. The challenge of going and coaching in the top 14, I think, you know, playing in the big stadiums in France away from home, and obviously the Défense Arena in Paris is some stadium. Coaching a new group of players, and challenging myself to get my philosophy across in a foreign language, you know, and the growth that'll give me as a coach, I think, is a part to play as well. And you know, at the end of the day, I'm 52 now. Let's say I do, you know, the 4 years there, 56. You know, I'd still love to do other things beyond that as well. You know, who's to know whether I stay on or not? But you know, it opens up opportunities maybe in the Southern Hemisphere or possibly back in Ireland. Who knows? That'd be maybe the dream.
And are you going to have a role maybe in finding your successor at Leinster?
I'm not sure how it will play out, but I assume, I mean, there's got to be, the good thing is Leinster have got a lot of time to to decide on that, and I'm happy to help. Obviously, I think I'd say the players probably more so than me would be important to liaise with, because they know what they need, and there's such a good group now that they could probably lead themselves, which is I guess a good reflection of the organisation that we have. But no, I think they should be involved, and if I can help in any way, I definitely will, because I've got a reasonably good knowledge of the people out there, but also of what's needed.
Thanks very much for your time, Stuart. All the best.
No problem. Thanks.
All right, folks, thank you very much. We'll bring Robbie in now in a few minutes.